Alright there, hello there everyone. Let me first, as usual, I made the thumbnail, I just don't out in the pictures and not pay the video. Alright, okay. Soul Surfer 17 here. Alright, so, here's the thing. Today, I have been sleeping most of the day. I did not sleep at all last night. I basically was up all night, tried to iron out some things, not for what ifs, more like school. And I basically woke up around 2, it wasn't enough time to even start my homework, which I gotta do before Sunday. So yeah, so this is gonna be the last video that I'm gonna be working on until Sunday, and maybe for 3 weeks. So I'm gonna be gone for a little bit. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try and make a video whenever I can. But yeah, okay. So how this what if is gonna work? As I said in the community tab, the basically it's My Hero and Bleach. Bleach is a part of it. So yeah, so there's gonna be, because of I need Ichigo, and basically the granddaughter of Ichigo and Orihime is basically Momo, the Yaoyorozu's, but the Yaoyorozu's name is from the father, and Momo's mother was whatever Kurosaki, and they named Momo after, Momo's mother's great grandmother, Orihime. So Momo's name is fully Orihime. It's Momo Orihime Yaoyorozu. Or it could be switched way around. I think I'll just go Momo Orihime Yaoyorozu. So yeah. And Izuku is the reincarnation of Grimmjow, but he doesn't have the features of Grimmjow. He doesn't have the Sero, his Zanpato. I won't have him get I would just say, even though he's our Rancor, he does, since he will not have the hole anymore, but he will have the part of the mask on his face, like he has in the picture on the right side, and he will have a Bankai that is a mixture between his full release power, I read this up last night and I freaking forgot, but basically it's like his Bankai in the anime of Bleach when he gets, but it's like his hollow form fully. So basically his blue hair is longer, he has more animal, like a tail, and his body's covered in the hollow mask and such. So yeah, so that's it too. So over time, Izuku gains these memories. He learns what happens when he's basically during the hollow life, and then a little bit of his Arankar, but he does not get to see who someone is. And let's just say, in this version, in this what if, Orihime was saved more than once by Grimmjow, and for some reason Grimmjow never understood why he always came in and saved her. It was very weird to him. So yeah, also Momo does have a crush on Izuku, with Uraraka. So yeah, so basically that's it. Uraraka. So basically Nezu, I'm gonna go into very soon, is gonna talk to Deku. I'm not gonna get him into it. I'm not gonna say Nezu asks him to come in and talks about it. It's just we're gonna go right into it. So yeah. So this is What If Deku was the Reincarnation of Grimmjow, Part 1. Please let me know how you think of this, and well, say if you guys. Oh yeah, someone did ask for a redo of the Meliodas one. I will redo it, maybe, but I probably won't. I'll probably just rework some stuff and retcon everything. Alright, okay. Alright. Anyways, let's get into this. So, we're at the USJ. Deku is in this one fighting the Nomu. His strength when he was born has been incredibly strong. His physical fitness was non-human. He was able to handle most things so easily to people, but unknowingly to them, he always had these dreams of fighting, acting like an animal, just trying to surpass and become the strongest creature, the strongest being alive. And this kind of changes Izuku mentally, so that's why he's fighting the Nomu. He's basically way more agile. It's like the Nomu's trying to hit him in blinding speeds, and Izuku's able to, you know, go past the punches, able to hit the Nomu. He's going straight for the head because he notices that's the weak spot, but he also goes for the body shots, punching it. He knows his quirk is being nullified, but something is awakening within him. More memories during this time is flooding in. And like when he gets to Ichigo and Orihime, this is like when he started to fully remember who he was. But before the final punch came, like before the Nomu could, while Izuku was distracted, like punch him and kill him, this is when All Might comes in, and everything goes to canon. So yeah, so basically then everything goes to canon. Everyone goes home early. Nezu and the heroes have a little talk after 2 days of no school. Deku doesn't tell his mom because he tried to figure it out himself, and yeah, and so what happens is Nezu says, "We have a traitor in the midst of us, and we do not know if it's a student or teacher. So, this may sound like a stupid idea coming from me, but we need to have one of our students in class 1A to basically be a spy for us. A traitor," as he sits in quotation marks with his little mouse hands as he can. The student will have to pretend to be the traitor. And just act like it's nothing. Like he was willing to. And well, and Aizawa, you'll have to tell him to come to my office. So that way it can look like it's a little bit of a escape that happened. Basically. And, oh Might, you would not like the person who I'm thinking of. As All Might goes, "No, it cannot be. Not Izuku Midoriya." As everyone's wondering why, he was like, All Might, I know. He will keep, he will still be a part of UA, and everyone may hate him afterwards, but nevertheless, it is necessary for this. And I will not allow anyone to be in danger while I am principal here. Do you understand me, All Might? As All Might nods, and he looks at Aizawa, which is, he goes, "If he gets hurt, Nezu, I will." As Nezu says, "Yes, I know. You'll never forgive me. You'll hate me. I'm fully aware of the stakes that we have. Besides, I talked to him because I heard he was fighting the Nomu. Something, though, was wrong with him. I could see in his eyes. Izuku Midoriya is I don't know. It was like he was a wild animal. In his eyes, that fury of an animal was in him. I always noticed that, but it was more like it was fully coming out. So, we need to talk to him tomorrow. Alright, everyone?" As they all nod, and they ask, "Will the media be known?" "No, contact all pro heroes and let them know about this." And so, that's what happens. Like, they contact all pro heroes. A lot of them are saying, "We don't care." Others are saying, "Are you stupid? Sending a kid to do this?" Like, they know Nezu. Basically, there was a hero that was actually doing an interview. Well, not in an interview, but in the news, as one lady who is trying to make a story asked what was wrong, So they just say, just Nezu, principal of UA. There seems to be a traitor in the midst of the school, and they're going to send a kid to be a spy as a villain. As they're shocked by this, but they say, how old is he? 14. But Nezu did say, though, something's up with him. He may not be entirely himself anymore. So it may be that he may actually be the traitor, but it could also mean something happened. And it's better off if he's not in UA. If he caused a problem for the villains, then the girl says, then the villains will have to deal with it. Then, and yeah. So she was looking for a story, but she thought, hey, maybe I should look out for this and just cover whoever this kid's gonna be. So Inko, so basically the next day though, Izuku gets called into the school along with Inko, and what happens is, well, I said I wasn't gonna go into it, but I changed my mind. Sorry, I do that a lot. You guys know that. I just think it'll be way more interesting now. So yeah, so basically, when they get in, Aizawa, All Might, and Nezu's there, along with like most of the teachers in school. And what happens is, Inko goes like, did Izuku do something wrong? As Nezu goes, no, Miss Midoriya, he did not. It's actually something we need to discuss. There's a traitor in UA, and I would like to have a spy on the villain side. And it seems that your son has been going through some changes mentally that may be of danger, but it also can work in our favor to where we do not know. As Izuku basically just goes, so let me guess. You want me to be a spy on villains, try to get into the League of Villains organization, try not to be suspicious, and basically have info detailing everything. As they nod, as Inko goes, no, I would not. As Deku says, sounds like fun. As All Might and everyone's in shock because they know how Izuku is, and this isn't him. He goes like, so, where do I sign up? As long as I get to crush some heads, I don't mind. I owe that handyman a few words. As then, like, all of a sudden, like, there's something happening. It was through him getting more memories, that experience during the night, though, was fully when he remembers who he is. As he goes, yo, Midoriya, are you alright? He goes like, I've never been better, All Might. I feel great. As basically, like, the piece of the mask, though, on him is starting to come on. As he basically says, so, seriously, where do I sign up to be this traitor of UA? As, well, let's just say Nezuko's animal instincts are on, and he is just terrified. He goes, well, it's gonna be the day where you come in. It's gonna be after lunch, and, well, you're going to be leaving. We'll keep in contact, and you'll have full permission to use the database of heroes. Not villains, sorry. He goes, Nezu. Oh, sorry, everyone. I forgot to tell my window's open. But yeah. But anyways, he goes, Nezu, come on now. Are you afraid? I know I'm acting like an animal. Like, I don't know what grimmjow was, but I know it was a type of cat, probably a leopard or a tiger. So, like, his hair, though, right in front of him is starting to change. And his eyes do change too, which everyone is shocked. And he goes, seriously, you guys are a little bit afraid of this? are freaking out over this. This is nothing. Oh, I'm gonna change my name to Grimmjow. By the way, yeah, so I was like, well, can't have anyone know I'm a Zuko Midoriya. Now can we? They, I mean, when you guys find a UA traitor, let's just say you'll have to make a full statement saying we wrongly accused. Well, you had to make the full plan, and my crimes will have to be abolished. I will not be going to prison for what I do. As Nezu says, that is the plan, Izuku. I mean, Grimmjow. As Inko goes, Zuko, what do you mean? As he goes, alright, let me just explain everything to you on spiritual pressure, soul reapers, hollows, espadas. And, well, everything. So, as he does, Inko is shot, and he asked, he says though he'll get a haircut after he leaves, and, find a place to live on his own. But he won't be living with Inko anymore, because he doesn't, because he is still Izuku Midoriya, but he's also Grimmjow. That's what he says. I have my past personality, my past life personality, and this new one. I still care about people. I still want to be a hero. Not gonna lie. But I haven't given up on my brutality and, how can I say this right? My ferocity in my attacks and wanting to fight the strongest person to prove how strong I am. As everyone's kind of shocked by this. As Ingo just says, as long as you don't get hurt. And he goes, oh, I'll get hurt, but I'll heal real quick. As basically Recovery Girl goes, finally! You will not be in my care no more for that. And he goes, hey, when I come back to UA, you and me, we're gonna have a nice long talk, Recovery Girl. She goes, really? It goes, yeah, we're gonna talk. And so, Izuku, so then, the whole entire hair is changed back to green and black. Even the eye color and the mask is disappearing. He takes out a hair, which Inko doesn't understand, and he goes, here you go, All Might. I think you need this, and give it to someone who's, as he quote-unquote says worthy. Because I won't need it very much, as All Might says, no. As he goes, wait, what? Deku says, what do you mean, no? You're not going to take it back? He goes, you are my successor no matter what. I do not care. The path of a hero or a path of a villain. That is all. Basically, he is in, he turns into Small Might, which Inko's shocked by this, as he goes, that is all I want. Follow your path now, young Midoriya. I believe in you. And he walks away. Which, there's a little tear that does go down his face, because he goes, even if I'm gonna become a villain for this, he still thinks I'm worthy. Oh, mice. You really are a good teacher. As he looks at Aizawa, then he goes, Sensei, you ready for this? As Aizawa says, no. Even though you haven't been with me long, you made a really good impression on me, kid. And, by the way, that while you were trying to... All Might is, left the room. Izuku already got the gist. He says, All Might probably would want me to say this since I basically just flat out revealed it. His quirk could have been passed down to others, and that's called One for All. Then he goes on and explains everything else, which Inko is shot by, and then everyone else is shot by besides Nezu. And so, what happens is, Aizawa just says, so he's the reason why your bones, and he goes, yes, but my bones will not break no more because of my spiritual pressure, so, yeah. You guys, we're good. So, anyways, let's get out of here, Mom. And yeah, so Inko and Deku leave, and well, basically the second day of when they're supposed to not be in school passes. So the day when they come back is also the day of the sports festival. I mean, when they actually have the sports festival revealed. Also, Aizawa was not bandaged. He only had like one broken arm. That was it. Nothing else. Izuku was taken on the Nomu before that even happened. So yeah. So basically, all the teachers in UA know about this, about All Might and Deku. They feel really, really upset about Deku's leaving. And so, let's just say, after the after the lunch, while everyone's at lunch, Deku goes somewhere. He goes to Principal Nezu's office and asks, "So, can I just stay here until I have to go back and, well, we just have someone accidentally seeing me with files saying about UA's, teachers' quirks. I mean, basically, I have all the quirks written down. It'll be basically a simple thing to, you know, kind of also work in that little plan of yours, saying like how to try to make everything I've done not so bad. I mean, I'll try to minimize my killing of the heroes or villains, but hey, I gotta do what I gotta do, right?" As Nezu nods, and he goes, "Izuku, I have a quick question for you." He goes, "Yeah, what's up? Do you love anyone here?" As Izuku basically says, well, Dega mostly says, "Love? I didn't know the meaning until I came back into life and as a human. My power was sealed away within me. So, love? I don't know." And then, like, Nezu goes, "Wait, your power? My spiritual pressure. I lost when I was reincarnated. I was lost, like, all my memories for a period of time. I was able to make new ones and a new persona, a new personality and everything, but my memories were returned to me over time." As Nezu goes, "How did you? I know I'm gonna say this wrong, but it's the Hogyukyu? The one that Aizen used to get stronger. It basically reacted to him not wanting to die and wanting to live. So with the power that it had, it basically resurrected him into the future, basically. You know, that's the main reason how he came back to life. He says, for some weird reason, it was very weird how to live a new life just to slowly get back your memories. And because of that, my spiritual pressure was sealed off. My hollow abilities were mostly sealed off. And my sword, I'll probably have it soon, or get pretty soon. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go into the file room, come out with just no papers in it, and wait to see someone in class 1A basically to see me. As he walks away and out the door, Nezu goes, "Hopefully this works to our favor, not against us." And yeah, so what happens is, he goes into the file room. He basically waits until he sees somebody like come near. Let's just say it was Invisible Girl. And yes, I'm just letting you know, Invisible Girl is the UA trader. So she's gonna say she no, when she saw the Nomu fight, well, get to her mind. But yeah, so when Invisible Girl sees Deku comes out with files out of his hand, he basically that says important documents of teachers' quirks. She goes like, this can work into my favor. As then she has a flashback of Deku finding the Nomu as she's thinking, this kid, this Midori, he's ruined our plan. So basically she thinks, if I get rid of him, everything would go pretty much easily. So, she goes run off to Class 1A. Izuku goes over to Nezu's office, gives him the papers and everything else, and it's just the lunch meal. And he goes, hook, line, and sinker. And he goes, huh? It was Invisible Girl. She goes, oh, do you mean? He just said, I don't care who her name is. She's basically, her quirk is basically useless. How did she even get into Class 1A, basically? And he goes, but she's invisible? Yeah, without her clothes on. Seriously. Her hero costume. Basically, freaking, how can I say this? It's just her with gloves. So, if she's the UA traitor, no offense, I'm gonna snap her neck. And I'm gonna not feel any guilt from it. Because I will end that handyman's life along with that now, if she's the UA traitor, her life. And he goes, oh, yes, do you also know about All for One? Yes. Carter from All Might once or twice, so he's one of my targets too to kill. I'm kind of gonna be a separate villain faction from the, League of Villains, and then have them try to seek me out. Also, I will be at the camp site just watching over just in case. He was like, alright, that's fair enough. Thank you, Zuko Midoriya, and I'll see you soon. And though Nezu does get up onto his desk to look, to basically hold out his hand to Izuku, as they both shake hands, and he goes like, you are being a very brave person, Izuku. I am so proud to call you a student here at UA. And if nothing bad happens to you, we will get rid of two major threats, the traitor and Shigaraki Tomura, if necessary. As Deku does say, oh, no, I'm just gonna, make sure he cannot use any of his hands. I'm gonna break them. So, yeah. He just says straight up, I'm not killing him. I have a feeling there's more to the story with him, but All Might's enemy, All for One, yeah, he's dying for sure. He leaps. And so, I'm trying to think. Did I want to make it where Izuku was dating somebody, but Uraraka and Momo had a crush on him? Nah. This works. This still works. So yeah, so basically he goes back to the class after the lunch bell, and when he walks, he's just sitting there with his headphones in, music playing. He downloaded a whole bunch of songs that were not like him at all. Like, what I mean by it is that personality he had, that soft, timid, scared Deku that Baku called him, that nerd, is not there no more. It is grimmjow now, but with that slight personality. The full-on, wanting to fight and, try to the death with Ichigo Kurosaki, that grimmjow, yeah, that is all there. That rage, that fury, that anger, that hatred, that's all there. And so he has the music to represent it. All of the kids in Class 1A rushed in. The two people who are crying, well, a lot of people are crying in when they get to Class 1A. Izuku just smiles, and he just says, so, she told you, huh? As Izuku goes, what? As he gets up, and he goes like, oh, if any one of you tries to punch me, as he cracks his hands and neck, he goes, I'll punch you right back and send you flying into a wall. As Ito goes up, he goes, why, Midoriya? Why did you take files on, the teacher's quirks? It says, easy. Sell it. He goes, huh? Or should I say, get it for the League of Villains? As he just kind of saying to himself, these guys are such idiots. It's gonna be fun toying with them a little bit. As Ida goes, but he goes, but what, Ida? Being a hero sucks. straight up. You have to look out for the weak. Ugh, disgusting. As Bakugo was about to say something, he goes like, "Oh yeah, if you're wondering when I started saying this stuff, blame Bakugo Katsuki. I mean, all my life he bullied me. Right around middle school, I joined the League of Villains. Basically, first year. And I hated you so much since then. I mean, your quirk is cool, but your personality sucks. All you care about is being the best. I'm Bakugo. Look at me when I'm talking to you, nerd. Blah, 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 blah. Like, please. You're just an angry Pomeranian. Oh, and your quirk may be flashy and strong, but you'll go deaf sooner or later, and, um, I'll just, well, I just don't really care about you no more than that. To tell you that much. As Uraraka's, like, and Momo are, like, eyes are, like, really, really crying. As he goes, well, crap. Why are these two girls crying over me? Oh, well, I don't care much right now. And so, like, Uraraka goes, but, Deku, he goes, as he just says, what? But you want to become the number one hero. I was like, yeah, just so I can show off Bakugo and prove that I could become the number one hero and that his ego is too big for the size of his own head. As everyone's Bakugo's like just starstruck as they hear the music playing and they're thinking, what the? As then Momo goes, I thought we were all friends. As he just feels a slight tug at his heart when he says, truthfully, I thought you would all be like Bakugo. Stuck up, jerks, basically thinking only about yourselves and how to improve your own quirks for your own selfish reason. As he does have some scars, as then he basically like takes off, like unbuttons his top. I mean, not unbutton. He loosens up his tie, pops up the collar, takes off the tie, takes off the jacket, and this is when Aizawa's coming in. Then takes off his freaking shirt, and when they see the marks on his body, Bakugo is shocked, and he goes like, and this is why I thought that. As Bakugo goes, but I, I, I didn't. He goes, look, I know you didn't. I know you're gonna say, oh, I didn't mean to, but Bakugo, as you know, everyone's been shocked the whole entire time. He has been saying Kachan. He goes, look, like I said, your quirk is flashy and strong, and you act like you're the top of the world, but you're just not. You're a villain, basically, and they let someone like you into UA. As you know, he puts back on the shirt, buttons it up, doesn't tuck it in, puts on the jacket, puts back on the tie, keeps it loose, keeps the collar, he puts the collar back to the way it was, and just saying. And so, you really don't deserve to be here, but I'm glad you are. At least I could be the number one villain someday. So, catch you later, losers. As an Aizawa wraps him up, he says, Principal Nezu's office, now. As, they say, but he's the UA traitor. He's a traitor. He was like, what do you mean? As, they talk about the files and such as, he was informed by Nezu it was just cafeteria lunch menu. As he wants to laugh at them, but he, keeps it cool. And he just says, alright, then I'm taking you myself. As, they leave, Momo runs out. Uraraka is just crying. She basically says, Suku! As they basically she only called him Midoriya or Deku, never Izuku. As he, him and Aizawa stop. As he looks back, he goes, yeah? What's up? She goes, I'm gonna miss you. She says, as her face is, she is crying, her face is red. And he goes, "Why? I'm a traitor." She goes, "I don't care if you are. I'm still gonna miss you. I I had feelings for you. I liked you a lot." As he's basically he can sense something within her. As he goes, "Wait, spiritual pressure, Momo. Can I ask you a question?" She goes, "Hmm. What's your full name? I remember you said you had another part of your name, but you didn't like to use it very much." She goes, "Oh, it's Momo Odahime Yarozu. My mom's name was such and such Kurosaki." And he goes, and his eyes widen. He goes, "No way. Ichigo had kids?" Yeah, this is all in his head. He goes, "Well. Another question for you, Momo." She goes, "Yeah? Have you ever seen or heard weird things at night?" She goes, "Yeah. They were called, I think my mom said, hollows. I am not allowed to use a special ability of mine, which, well, Aizawa goes like, "Wait, what? Why are you not allowed to use it?" She goes, "It's to keep it a secret from most people." As he goes, "Let me guess, you have these three objects that will circle around you. Basically, they're like hair clips that you have in your hair right now, and they will basically heal and regenerate anything that has been torn apart like it's new, right?" She goes, "Yeah, how did you?" As Ida says, "Let's go, Azawa." And he goes, "Right, alright, you traitor." As Mama was just having way more questions. As then all of a sudden, he looks back as the mask is forming, and let's just say the story of Grimmjow was told in like by Ichigo and Otohime to their kids, as there was even a drawing that Otohime made of him, and so Momo was always interested to meet this Grimmjow, so she looked at it always, and the mask part she always liked about it. So when she saw that forming on his face, she was, "No way, it can't be." And so, yeah, Grimmjow or Deku thinks this is the reincarnation of Odahime, which is not. But he says, if it isn't, then hey, it's all right. I'm cool with that. Yeah. So they get to Principal Natsu's office. They unwrap. Aizawa gets his like scarf off him. He goes, "Well, this is where we part ways." He takes off the jacket. He puts it over the chair, and he takes off the tie and does exactly the same thing. He does bow to Nezu, saying, "Thank you. It hasn't been that long since I've been in UA, but hopefully I can return someday." As he nods, and Aizawa says, "No one, probably some students like Bakugo, Kirishima, and maybe Ida and Denki, even Momo, not Momo, um, Ochako or Araka, they'll probably come over here." So, he goes, "Yeah, I got it." And then, like, All Might does come in. He goes, "Is it time?" He goes, "Yeah, alright then." As basically he charged up, he goes, 100%. All for, no, oh, one for all. As they're all shocked, he basically, since his full like memory came in, his spiritual pressure and his body is so durable now, it's like steel. So basically, he can handle all of the power of like one for all, which is surprising. Like even the users. So he says he still has to work on it, and let's just say he thought of spreading out his body, so he has full Cowan. As All Might buffs up, Aizawa's ready, and Nezu just says, "Alright, let's begin." As when the students that Aizawa says are coming, they hear basically multiple like sounds, like crashing and booming sounds. And then when they get to the door, they see All Might and Aizawa and Nezu being thrown through the door into the wall. As All Might, Aizawa, and Nezu are thinking, "That had to hurt us very much." And All Might thinking, "I'm so proud of you, Midoriya." into himself. And so when those kids go over to him, they see his like body glowing, his hair's up, he's just smiling, and Momo is the one that's very shockingly who's there. As all of a sudden he goes, "See you later." Like I said, to your UA students. As then all of a sudden a Seto is appearing on his hand. As he goes, Seto. With one finger, he points it down as it like hits the ground and makes a cloud of dust. As he grabs the chair that did not have like his jacket and tie over it and throws it right into the window and just jumps off like no, he basically runs around the desk and jumps. Bako made this explosions while Ida used his reciprocal burst to try to get out of there. I mean, not get out, get to him real quick. Yeah, no, he is all the way over at the gate and just running as fast as he can. All the heroes heard the commotion. They're there in the school. As all heroes know about Zuko, Midoriya is not the real UA trader, just a spy. And the League of Villains heard about this. They said basically Shigaraki, or should I say, and All For One, thinking they really blame a student for something that he's not even. This can work to our favor. As then All For One says, Shigaraki, find this Zuko Midoriya. And, because this is like the info to, well, it was told by Shigaraki by some guy. And, yeah. So let's just say it's like a real quick. Like, this guy gives information real quick. He, like, has a network where he just texts people it. So, Shigaraki was looking for some new people. So, yeah. So, anyways, after that, Deku gets home. No, Deku goes over to a place to get a haircut. And when he does, he goes, "Hey, can I have a haircut?" You know, "Hey, sure. What color?" He just says, "Well, I mean, not what color, what style." He just gives the description of like Grimmjow's hair color. I mean, not hairstyle, and yeah. So then, he gets it done. He says thanks. His hair starts to become blue. His eyes change color, and the mask forms, which everyone are like, what the? As he basically is going to keep this permanently now. So, yep. Azuka Midoriya, dead. Grimmjow, now. Grimmjow's here forever. And so, his sword appears in his hand. And he goes like, my very own Zanpakuto. Alright. I better start working, not getting even stronger now. So, he gets home. Inko sees him. She just says, this is our last night home together. He nods, and he says, I'm so grateful to you, Mom. Thank you. I really am sorry. She goes, no, don't be. You made your choice, and you're willing to do it. Just promise me. Promise me you'll come back. You'll make it, you know, you'll basically won't die. You'll come home as quickly as possible. She won't stand missing her son for too long. He promises he will. He promised. And so, so they eat their meals there. They have like a little celebration, and he leaves. Shigaraki and Kirigiri are looking for Izuku Midoriya, which they did have pictures of him, but they don't know where he is now. It looks like he's gone from the world. And, well, no. Basically, what happens is Grimmjow, he took up the name Grimmjow as he's basically going around random streets, fighting random thugs, taking over, like, areas, basically claiming them, and, like, beating down anyone who gets in his way. His hands have gone claws, and, like, has been covered, like, in black. It's all the way to, like, half of his arm. and they're like saying like, how are you so strong? He goes, easy. I ain't weak like you pathetic losers. As he kicks one in the face, breaking his tooth. As so, this was like the leader. As he goes, all right now, I am your leader. You all will listen to me. All right. As they go like, yes sir. And he looks at the former leader. He goes, and you. He goes, yes. You tried to backstab me. It won't work. And I'll kill you. Got it? And he goes, how? He goes, easy. As he makes a little arrow in his like finger, and then just shoots it at something as it goes right through and destroying it, even the wall. As he goes, understood. So yeah. So basically, Izuku did this for 3 days straight, taking over certain areas of game leaders, taking them down. Heck, even some villain organization that wasn't the part of the League of Villains, he took them down so easily. And he became the boss. And this is like when the game and the villain organization come together. And he just asked, so, what are we gonna do? He goes, well, here's the thing. I don't want to cause problems for the civilians. So let's try to be covert, at least. We don't be too flashy in our approach to things. It goes against who I really am, but hey, it's better than having heroes on our butts like crazy, right? As they nod. And so, the 2 weeks are going on still for the UA. Momo and Uraraka are devastated. Nezu has heard about Izuku's, well, conquering gains, and he realized what he said he was going to build his own organization, in which he is surprised on how much he has been doing this. He's also has trained back to being like his Arankar abilities, and well, basically his hollow abilities, like with his not the flash. I'm just gonna say the flash jump mostly, but you know, but we all know it's not. But it's just yeah, I'm just gonna call it the flash jump. It's allowed him to move long distances. So, he has that, and that's what he's been using so easily to get these people to work for him. And no, it's like get to them, beat them down, get them to work for him. And so, yeah. So during those like part of the 2 week time period where everyone will be training for the sports festival, Deku, it's in Hosu. So Deku has took over almost he took over all the games in Hosu, and they even go to other different territories, do a few like robberies, basically taking out other gang members, like how can I say this? Other gang members of the city's uh, jobs, protection money when whoever tries to take a big large amount of money from some people that can't afford it. Izuku's men have gone in and helped, taken down them, gave the money back to the people, like at least half of it, and the money that actually are worth, and which, these people actually like Grimmjow, what he does. Hold on. Okay, so like I was saying, they're liking the way that Grimmjow is working. They have doing a few jewelry store robberies, also a few stealing some expensive cars. They have gone in multiple parts of the city, not staying in one area. They have just done that, in which there are saying these are gang members, and they even have some villains. So they're doing some villain work, causing also a little bit of destruction. But they've been doing more of it, like to take down certain buildings that the city won't take down anymore, won't take down that needed, and or they do it and then they in the middle of the night rebuild something. Aizawa has been watching the progress of Izuku's organization, and it's a pretty weird thing for him to see villains and gang members doing this so efficiently and he thinks, has this kid always been this smart? Like, how? How did he, come up with this idea just like this way? And let's just say, Izuku, well, Grimmjow, before he got his power or memory back, he has thought about this multiple times of becoming a villain, but he never did. He wanted to become a hero. That was overpowering everything. So yeah. So because of this, it doesn't take long. So yeah, so the sports festival does go on. Since no Zuku's there, no one to get Todoroki the whole entire treatment. You would think, but no, 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 no. Zuko goes over to the sports festival with his new look, and well, he sees Todoroki, walking out. As then he hears Endeavor, talking to Todoroki though, which, he was gonna say something to him. So Todoroki says he won't use his side, but Endeavor walks away. Todoroki gets pulled to the side by Deku. He goes, "Hey kid, you won't use your side?" He goes, "What do you mean my side?" He goes, "The left side, your fire side." He goes, "It's not mine, it's his power." As Deku just kind of chuckles at him. He goes, "What's so funny?" He goes like, "You legit limited yourself. You have a crutch. You crutch yourself, man. It is not your father's power. It's yours. Your power, your quirk, it is a half and half quirk. How could you say his fireside is yours? Your fireside is his quirk. It may have, was born from that, but it was mixed to become a ice and fire quirk. So basically, it's your quirk. All right, see you around." As he basically flash steps out of there, and I mean like out of the area where Todoroki is in, and he just goes and watches the whole entire other thing. Momo sees him, and she's shocked to see him. She goes, "There's no way, it can't be." As Zuko just looks at her and just go like turns his head to the side, like have that look. Who is she and why she's looking at me? And she goes, "Sorry." She bows, which everyone notices as they look up. As all the girls in the class like going like, "Who is he? And is he single?" And as all the guys go like, I just noticed the girls were looking at him like that, and they goes like, "He's not even in our class, and yet he's getting those looks for Kim." As he does take out his hand, as they see it, like covered in black, and like his nails are like sharp. As he just scratches his face, basically, as Bakugo, Baku is the one that Todoroki would have been. No, 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 no. Now, okay, so let's just say it's Shinso, and Shinso uses his fire side not Shinso. Todoroki uses his fire side on Shinso, but he basically tells him, though this is only a warning shot, next time it won't be. As he goes, "I give up," and yeah. So after that, it's the Bucko versus Todoroki, and well, it's different this time. Todoroki, because of what Grimmjow said, stop using, you basically crutch yourself, and giving it, saying it more. He basically does absolute zero on the house impact, and Bakugo gets sent flying, which though Bakugo has been all this time has been basically blaming himself for Izuku, going down the path he went. As he, as basically he, was thinking though Izuku I'm talking about, saying, "Man, Bakugo sucked in that fight. I mean, he probably, yeah, it's probably because of me." Wow, just to find out he caused a problem. He really, really blames himself. Good. So he just walks away because the fight's been over. But Momo runs after him, and so all the guys notice this. The freak. Okay, I have no idea what the freak was that sound. I heard something. But anyways, yeah, Momo goes after him, and he's leaving the arena as Momo's still in there. He's at the exit, and she goes, "Izuku, wait up, please." As he looks at her, he goes, huh, "Wow, you recognize me, huh?" She goes, "Yeah, the mask. That was from you showed me it that one time." He goes, "Yeah, I didn't show you the hair, the eye color, or this." He goes, "It doesn't matter. I still could recognize you. It took me a while though." He just laughs at this. He goes, "Yeah." "So, how have you been for these past 2 weeks?" She goes, "Good. You?" He goes, made my own organization. Gonna try to work with the League of Villains." She goes, "But you're a part of it." "Yeah." It's the whole entire saying like, "Oh, I wasn't a part of it, and then I really was." Try to get back into the UA, betray them, and destroy the symbol of peace, as he says. And she goes, "How are you thinking so far ahead?" "Easy. I never stop." So yeah. And so, they have this little chat. Momo's heart's beating really fast. And then there's that tug again on, Zuku's chest. As he just thinks, not now. Not now. So he does say, though, "Hey, I'm gonna have to go." As, well, Ida gets a phone call. As, he rushed out. As they hear, like, Tenya on the phone. As he goes, "What the?" As, well, when that happens, he looks at Momo and he goes, "We may need to use your special gift. And she goes, "Wait, what do you mean?" He goes, "It seems like Ida's brother, well, not brother, it seems like something happened to Ida, and something bad's gonna happen. Alright?" And he does remember seeing something about the hero killer stain, as he goes, "Oh, yeah, the hero killer stain's probably gonna be in Hosu. So if I find anything wrong, I'll basically save Ida's life, okay?" She goes, "Huh? I'll get in contact with you. Bye up, Momo." He runs away very quickly, mad. So yeah, so what happens is Deku follows Ida all the way to the hospital, and he's able to then float up, or should I say, get all the way up to the floor where Ida is on, and he sees, Ida's brother, as he goes, "Yo, oh yeah, I was right. My instincts are good. At least I still have those." So yeah, so then he floats down. He gets back down. And he goes like, "All right, I have to look after the whole entire thing of Ida." So he basically texts um, Nezu about the hero killer attacked in Ida's brother, as he was already informed by that. And he goes, "What's gonna happen?" He goes like, "Easy. I'm gonna take down the hero killer. The hero killer. Maybe have him work for me. If he doesn't, I just kill him." As Nezu goes, "That's all right. Just try to bring him in." And he goes, all right. As you wish, Nezu." So yeah, that happens. He leaves. And the next couple of days, it's just more territory claiming. And they make a name. The organization is called Hollows. It takes people that are not scum, but the people who are broken, that were broken at one point, and they found a family in the villains that they worked as a villain or as a gang member or something. And yeah, and so through this, he does he does take more territory. He does see that Ida did take a job, a course with a manual and the whole entire Hosu incident. So yeah, so he goes there. He basically goes there when they're about to do the patrol. Actually, he goes every day in a part of the city in Hosu. So right around the whole entire thing where the attack happens with native, Ida does come try to stop him. Same thing happens, but all of a sudden you do hear you do hear a settle, basically, and a settle going to the wall where Stain did dodge. So yeah, so Stain's like, oh, just another villain trying to. As this time, Deku is wearing the jacket that the Hollows wear. As he takes out the sword and he goes like, just another hero, right? As he goes, you're not no hero. You're the gain and slash villain leader of the Hollows. It's nice to meet you. I'm Grimmjow, and I'm here to kill you or make sure you're beaten to a living pulp and where you can't even move. As he goes, you'll never defeat me. I'm not done my work in cleansing this world of these false heroes. As all of a sudden, Grimmjow disappears from Stain's view as he just feels a face, not his face. He feels a hand on his face, and then he gets slammed into the ground, basically. As then Ida, you defeated because Stain is knocked out. Deku goes over to where the whole entire he goes over to Ida, and he gets out the phone, calls up Manuel. Manuel, basically told someone to go over to this way. They said about the hero killer, and there's a hero that's injured. If you're wondering what's happening with the whole entire Nomu's attack, members of the Hollows have basically are helping defeat them. In which heroes are wondering what the heck. So yeah, so that happens, and he was like, "Who are you?" He goes, "His name's Grimmjow. Don't ever forget that kid." As he basically disappears. And so, after that day, Shigaraki, has been looking for him, and he found him. It basically was 3 weeks after that. So, right around, and the entire thing does not happen with Stain. And Davi has joined up with Izuku's organization, and they all know the truth. And Davi's like, "Hey, I want to get back at my dad for what he did to me." As he goes, what? So he explained the situation, and he goes "Oh, that's easy, man." Also, have you heard about Endeavor being nicer? As he goes "No, he's not nice. He's not." They're "Are you sure?" He's "Yeah, he's not nice. He's basically always gonna be a freaking scumbag." As he goes, "Have you ever gone up to him, and talked to him?" He's "No." Alright. So, out of this, we go over, we introduce you, and saying you knew, well, whoever you're talking about, well, Toyo Todoroki, and we'll see about it, alright? And, yeah, so, hold on. Okay, so, he listens, they leave, and what happens is, they asked to talk to Endeavor. Endeavor's there. Davi says the way he should be working. He thinks to himself that. As basically what happens is, Izuku asking, Endeavor about his past and about Toyo Todoroki, as he does admit that he was a horrible father. He basically was trying to make him stronger, but what he thought was trying to make him stronger was technically child abuse. He has already gone to the police. His license was suspended for a period of time. He had to do a whole bunch of community service, and since it was his mom, since his wife was in the mental hospital, they had no one, so they wanted to just say, he has to do so much community service. So he said for 3 years I was not a hero, as which was very shocking to Dobby. So so yeah. He does though have. He basically says he has the papers to prove it too. Todoroki, he does come in along with Natsu and Fuyumi. Natsu does say, "Hey, Dad, what's up?" He goes, "Oh, nothing, just well, like what Fuyumi said. These two are just asking about me for a report on the paper that they're writing for school." As Natsu goes, "Oh, cool. Anyways, movie night tonight?" He was like, "Yeah, we're gonna have a movie night." Which Tavi's like, "Wait, seriously? I thought it was, Toya, right?" He was like, "Yeah, after his death and my mom went crazy, my dad has been trying to be a better father, which it has taken many, many years. And he doesn't even work that much anymore, and he still keeps his status as number 2 hero. And he basically learned how to cook, cleans the house for Fumi, and he's not very strict. And believe it or not, I mean, our brother, well, Shoto here hated him like me, and then all of a sudden, after years and years of trying to fix relationship, Shoto can stand his father and call him dad instead of old man, and he was though during the sports festival he was having like some problems with his one of his friends of leaving. It was like he was like, as in, well, that's what he says. As in, Deku has a little flashback to like where it goes, "Son, I noticed you've not been using your fire side as of late. Is it because of your friend?" As he goes, "Shut it, Dad. I don't want to talk about this now." He goes, "You fell back into what happened many years ago, son. Please, talk to me. You haven't talked to Fumi, Natsuo about this. You can't hold it in all the time." He goes, "Whatever." He goes, and then he just says, "Alright, use your fire then. Show me that you are not, well, you know, you're not upset. That you're okay, and that we don't need to worry." He goes, "I'll never use my fire side." As he does have a flashback to that. So the whole entire thing with Shoto with Endeavor thing at the sports festival never happened. He just smiles and says, "I'm glad you're okay, son." So yeah, so the whole time after Izuku talked to him, he was alright. He became back to being the Todoroki that they knew. So he kept on apologizing to his father about that, the whole entire thing, as he goes, "It's fine, it's fine. One of your friends turned out to be a traitor, but Endeavor says that's what it's gonna say on paper for a while." As Izuku eyes wide, he goes, "What do you mean if I did traitor?" He goes, "Izuku Midoriya, traitor. I wasn't going Nezu asked me not to keep this a secret, but my family would have known, and it was my son's friend, so I told him the truth. And my son respects me for it, and he would not tell anyone. Yeah, I had his word. So, yeah." As then he goes like, "So he knows now, but he doesn't know what I look like." Alright, at least that's good. So they leave, but Dobby does say, "See you around." No, he doesn't say Endeavor, he says Dad, and leaves, which everyone heard this, and all of a sudden, like, they all realize, well, Natsuo and Fuyumi and Endeavor, all eyes like starting to tear up as they run out, as they don't see Toya or the boy no more. So, back at the base, he goes, "So, want to do it my way this time? Work for me instead of against me?" And he goes, yeah, sure thing, boss. And yeah, and let's just say in this one, Toga never really had a problem with anything. Her mother was like way more careful and like helped her out more, so it was like she never really became a villain. So yeah, so no Toga, no villain. Because I just thought, hey, I don't want to have like a problem. So, well, not I mean like a problem where Momo was gonna try to get killed. So, I go to say Toga though does become a villain after something. So yeah. So, anyways, after that, um, the whole entire like Shigaraki find the base, him asking him for help with a certain thing, and Davi does join it along with Deku being a part of it, and so the whole entire thing with the forest training camp is gonna go a little bit different. How can I say this right? Um, yeah, it's gonna be going a little bit more different, and I really want to cover a lot of this, but I'm gonna have to add my own thing. Well, I'm adding my own things in the other parts. So yeah, I mean that's all right. But basically, um, Deku has been like taking care of Hollows too. He has joined the League of Villains, and he has gone like on a few missions to go and fight some heroes as a distraction and such. And though but this day they talk about the forest, and even like a certain person comes out and is muscular, as he says, I don't care about the plan as long as I get to kill someone. And Dabi and Deku look at him, Deku more with disgust, and just thinks to himself, I'm gonna kill you. But, well, so after this though, he does talk to Shigaraki. Shigaraki does and like says you're very strong. I've seen what should I say? I read of what you've been doing. You've been going through places with ease. You haven't never used your sword. And he goes, yeah, unfortunately. He goes, why? He goes, well, when I was making my well, gang slash villain organization, I did not want them to die. So, as he goes, fair enough. But they're all just pawns in a game that we're playing. And he goes, yeah, but I'd like to have my pawns at least come back alive. So yeah, so Deku does notice a few things. He goes, by the way, I want to ask, what's with the hands on your face and everything? He goes, oh, that's, well, as he explained his past, as he goes, wait, so you're the previous number one hero's grandson and grandkid? He nods, and Nana Shimura, who is inside the quirk, is crying. She is just crying at the society, and this is kind of like Deku just says, society does suck because of not because of All Might, it's because of heroes. I mean, like, who started paying the people that do this work, the government, and what happens with that? With us, well, heroes basically will only do things for money and fame, and it's mostly society. All Might doesn't do it. I mean, have you ever seen All Might actually doing something for charity And this one, All Might does a lot of charity work. So Shigaraki goes, yes, but still, he brought about, my suffering along with my masters. It's like, I know, I'm just saying, come on, think about it, man. He was like, whatever. And so, like, All For One has been keeping an eye on Grimmjow, and it's very peculiar, very strange to him. So, he does not understand this boy, nor does he understand the motives. But he does not like him. That's all he thinks. So, yeah. Try to think of what else I want to go. Alright. So, the forest training. I know I'm going through this very quickly. Not much details because it's just normally everything. And if you guys are wondering if Deku's gonna still be a part of, the leader of the Hollows, yes, he is. He has also been killing Hollows. Soul Reapers have been wondering who the heck has been doing this. Rukia is in here, and she's been closely, she has found multiple traces of a hollow energy that is of a espada. And, Ichigo remembers this feeling. He goes, no, it can't be. So, yeah. So, basically, though, Deku and Dabi are at the forest training arc. The forest training part. Everything goes similar, but with Koda. Koda is seen, it's about to be, killed by Muscular, but Deku stops him. And he has his sword out. As he goes, kid, get out of here if you don't want to see no bloodshed. He goes, he killed my parents. I want him dead. As he goes, were your parents heroes? He goes, yes. And I hate, as all of a sudden, basically, Muscular's head falls off, and his body goes limp. He does, look at the kid and saying, so you heroes, huh? As, he wipes away the blood from, Muscular. As Koda explains everything, and he goes, rough kid. But hey, at least you ain't like me. As he goes, huh? He goes, look, I'm not gonna explain this, but I was technically a hero in training. I'm not gonna tell you, hey, get over it. No, that's your parents. But keeping a grudge and hating heroes for something that your parents were willing to sacrifice their lives to protect innocent people and actually, make sure they live, it's kind of disgracing them. I'm not gonna lie to you. They never wanted to leave you. I'm really sure about that. But you can't hate heroes. You can hate this guy and hate villains. But you just can't hate heroes that you don't know. Yeah, you can hate heroes that you know, but you can't hate them if you don't know them because not everyone's the same. That's all I'm gonna say. It's your choice, kid. Anyways, see ya. As he goes, my name's Koda. What's yours? He goes, Grimmjow. He basically is closing his eyes and he gets a full read of everyone's spiritual pressure or life energy, and just basically going to the ones that needed the help the most, and that's pretty much it. Dabi does not get captured. They do capture Bakugo Katsuki, but not Tokiyami because of Deku interfering. So they have Bakugo. They go back to the League of Villains hideout. Everything from there just goes the same, but with Deku there. And so, but while this is happening, while Bakugo's there and everyone's watching him, and like All for One is not like paying attention to anything at all, Deku does go into like what their plans are, and they even find a plan to plant a UA trader, and he was right. It was Invisible Girl, as he just goes, "She's dead. I did say I was gonna kill her, and I meant it." I never liked her anyways. And so, now that he knows, he even says picture to Nezu. Hold on. And so, Nezu gets the pictures, even the video, even about the plans that Shigaraki made. He basically informs them on everything about the Nomus, where they're being made. He basically gets all the details, and heck, he even has a flash drive of, basically them being like, of being copies of multiple different things. Locations for Nomus, high-end Nomus, labs, the doctor, and what the doctor's quirk is and such. And yeah, so that is all there. He's basically took everything of All for One's plans, Shigaraki's plans, details on past plans that failed, the UA trader. He has got this done so easily. That is just amazing. And so, after that happens, he goes out. Davi sees him comes and, he goes, "So, do you got everything, boss?" He goes, "Yeah, pretty much." And some pictures of Nezu about the UA trader. As, he goes, "Nice. So, what we're going to do about this is heroes are coming. In 3, 2, Bakugo does make the explosion, then they say pizza delivery. As someone says, "Who ordered the pizza?" And then they just hear smash. So yeah, everything goes the same with that. Shigaraki and his team, like Spinner, does escape. Just with not Dabi and Izuku. But so, like, all of a sudden, like, Deku takes out his sword. He's saying, like, Shigaraki goes, "Yes, we're gonna win." As, all of a sudden, everyone gets, like, Kirigiri's portals being opened. Forcibly, Shigaraki leaves. And what happens is, Deku, Izuku and Dabi are still there. As he goes, "So, you are a traitor as well, grimmjow." As he goes, "Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you really think I'm gonna follow some child and a old man who thinks he's God just because he can steal quirks? You have to be freaking playing me, man. But I can just do this." As, All for One is up in the air for the he makes a throw. He shoots out. All for One, like, gonna try to absorb it with a quirk absorption of energy. Nope, does not work. His palm, he basically dodges it, but his hand does get burned. As he goes like, "How? What type of quirk is that?" He goes like, "Not quirk, flash steps." Slices off one of the arms of, well, All for One, as he goes, "What? How is that?" As all of a sudden, he basically bites his finger as blood's coming off of it. He goes, "Blue, Cero!" As a blue Cero's being made, as he goes, "I said I was gonna kill you, and I meant it. I may be not a hero, but I am sure no villain. But hey, even I can tell when someone like you deserves to die." As he blows, well, All for One up, he kills him straight up, no hesitation. And this is like, when he comes back down, everyone's wondering what the. As he puts away his sword, All Might says, You killed him." He goes, "Is that a problem?" He goes, "Not at all. I knew I made the right choice in you." And even though, All for One should have like a regeneration, I need him dead. So it was like he couldn't like regenerate from this because it also attacked his soul. So yeah, this is when Rukia, Renji, and Ichigo Kurosaki come out. Well, no one can see them, but Deku or Grimmjow. As he senses a spiritual pressure, he looks over real quick and he goes, Ichigo Kurosaki. As Ichigo says, that move, that could only be done. As all of a sudden, like Grimmjow, or should I say Deku, puts a pen over his face, focusing his spiritual pressure into it. As he goes, what the? As all of a sudden, a mask appears over his face. It looks like a I think a tiger, a cat, some type of cat, like panther or tiger or something. This mask, as he's just saying, how is that possible? As well, let's just say Grimmjow wanted to do that. So hey, I'm putting in Grimmjow can also do exactly the same thing. As he says, can't fight here, too many civilians. So how about we go somewhere safe? As he's leaving with his sword in his hand. Ichigo just says, no, we're gonna talk about this. He goes, whatever. I gotta go somewhere anyways. As he flash steps away, he gets all the way to, school. He hands the flash drive to Nezu. And did he say, did you like what he did to, the lead or the League of Villains? He just says, yes. I mean, after all, he did deserve it, but still, you're still a human being, so yeah. But anyways, I'm just trying to get this whole where he goes in. This whole entire episode was this part was him leaving, what he does afterwards, and then he gets back in. So he notices that there's 3 different people there. As he explains who they are, Soul Reapers. It's oh yes. He goes, yeah. Hey, how about you 3 just join the school and be a part of Class 1A? I mean, it doesn't really matter to me. Feels like a little bit more fun to use my full strength against people. Because, he still has the Hollow Mask to his side. And Ichigo just asks, why did you kill him? He goes, easy. He's the #1 villain. He basically killed thousands of people. So yeah, he kind of deserves it. And, so after, Nezu goes through all the files, and, even, seeing, Zuko's, seeing what Zuko found, he does thank him. He thanks him a lot, and that he could have not done this without him. So, yeah. How can I say this right? Oh, and so they found out who was the real UA trader. She does come in to school, cops arrest her, and they even said they found her real quirk, and that awful one did take it but gave for invisibility. So she's cursing out whoever did this to her, and it was just very funny to Zuko. So yeah, and then they said, Momo does come over and say, Principal Nezu, since the real UA trader, is gone, does that mean Izuku Midori could come back? As Nezu nods. And by the way, this has been multiple months, not just one continuous one. So yeah, 3 months, 1 month each happened. So yeah. So anyways, she smiles. So does Uraraka. And Nezu calls up Inko, which Dabi is with Inko along with Izuku, which what the game members know he's gonna go back to school, but if they need him for anything, he'll come back to the base. And basically, they became like reformed villains and game members, and they basically are like a watch for certain parts of the towns, but they also do bad things. They still rob and stuff, but it's more that they help a lot more than this, and it's pretty much interesting to the most civilians. So they basically are becoming better people. They're not robbing much or anything. They just help out. And, the people of those areas who, they help, I've always thanked them. So it's kind of a win-win situation for them. So yeah. So the Hollows leader is gone. Just, and they're becoming more of us helping out people more. So yay, Shigaraki though heard about his master's death. He was devastated, so yeah. So Nezu says, Izuku Midoriya, we have found out you are not, the UA trader, and the real one was here because of a certain person called Grimmjow. And we would like for you to return, if you would so much like so as he goes, sure, why not? I'll be there in 2 seconds. And that's when he leaves. Like, instantly. Not Todoroki, Reggie and Rukia and their kid is there along with, well, Ichigo. He's basically there too. They've been talking and such. They've got their bodies to basically hold their souls in it. So yeah. So he gets there as everyone's shocked to see him. And he goes, yo, what's up? As he just says, wait, you're Grimmjow. I was surprised you remember my name. Yeah, don't ever forget it. But you're supposed to be Izuku Midoriya. Yeah, so, Nezu, the plan worked very good. As Nezu nods and he goes, saying, you did a really good job. It only took you 3 months to do this. He goes, yeah, I have to do it for my mom. As everyone, wait, what? As they explained the plan, and everyone's pissed at him. All Might is not, Aizawa says, problem child. He goes, yes? He says, good job. Darn, tomorrow, you're going to be back in the class, alright? He goes, sure. By the way, my look is permanent, so, As, Momo just runs up and hugs him, and just saying she's glad he's back. Araka is having a little bit of a jealousy. She goes up and she holds Izuku's arm, then Momo holds his arm. Basically, they're kind of like pulling him a little bit. He goes like, wait, what's happening? Are they fighting over me? Oh no. No. So he just like flashed up out there. He's like, hey, anyways, I'm gonna head back home. See you all guys later. And he leaves. So yeah. So Davi asks, what was that look on his face? He goes, girls, crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. Everyone laughs. Linko just says, that's part of life, honey. And that's where I'm going to leave it off. I hope you all enjoy this what if. Let me know. And, yeah, have a nice day, night, wherever you are. Bye.